sun goes down, just to let you know that I'm still around. That's how strong my love is. Whoa, that's how strong my love is.
I think back to the story of your relationship, which really began with Nick's craving for a burger after a long night at work. Heading down to that dive bar beneath your apartment for a late night meal, you had no idea that you'd meet this woman standing here next to you and that she would be your wife. Neither did Anna think that the man eating a burger in sweatpants late at night would be your future husband, but the Lord did. Now, it took a while for you to go on your first date, but from that day forward, your relationship began to develop and grow.
We prayed since Anna was born for Coleman too that they would find the right person, and then along came Nick. You know, wonderful answer to prayer, and I can tell you, we watched them grow, we watched them develop. We're just so grateful for you, Nick, and for Anna. I love you like a big dog. That's not what we'll say. It's a red dog, but she was a baby, so. But I asked Nick, one request, man, one request. That you keep Jesus at the core of your soul and the core of your marriage, and it's endless. And he committed to that. And Anna has too. I had the same talk with her, by the way. A little bit around her, as we know. She's committed to that too. I told the kids since they've been born, you got to be a friend to have many.
Yeah.
And this room is full of people who are wonderful friends. And then the other thing we get as a bonus is we get Nick's family. We get, especially Alex. Well, we're glad you're all here, and at the end of the day, to Nick and Anna, man, we love y'all.
I love Nikki, your sister, Anna. So, cheers. Cheers. Nick didn't get the chance to vet my speech, so he's a little nervous. As you can tell, he's a little shaky, but I am the youngest of the 3 1P boys. And so even though Nick is not the oldest, Alex and I frequently relinquish that title to Nick. Nick was big brother. But with that, don't let it fool you, because just a shout out to Alex, he is not only going to be the party animal tonight, but he is still the strongest of the 3 of us. As you can imagine, with 3 brothers, this was tried and tested growing up, whether it was in the living room, roughhousing in the pool, or many times in the past couple years, fighting for a seat next to Anna at the dinner table. Which rightfully so, because Anna, if Alex didn't emphasize just enough, we are so extremely excited for you to now be a part of our family and to call you our sister. Not only will Al and I be looking up to Anna as well, there's no talking around the fact that we were always going to be looking up to Nick when we were growing up. Oftentimes back in school, we would always have to pick a role model, write about it, share it with the class, and Nick was oftentimes the name I would put down without thinking twice. I'll admit, there was a couple times you lost a spot to Derek Jeter, but I figured you would understand. I am an insanely proud younger brother. You ended up in Dallas, 1,500 miles from what was home. By chance, you ran into Anna, a charismatic, kind, and wonderful person to be around with a great sense of humor. And now looking back, I can't even remember a time from the beginning where you didn't feel like a part of the family. A big brother that Al and I can always rely on, and a best friend that has and will always be there for me. As Al would say, to Nikki Anna.
I want you to pause just for a moment, turn around, take a look at all these amazing people who've come here to be with you and support you today. Maybe they came for the beach, but I think mostly just for you guys.
I'd like to start by saying thank you to Stephen and Sue for getting me Anna, and to Nick's family and parents as well for getting Nick to Anna. Anna is 4 years older than me, meaning that I've never known a life without her in it. Growing up, I've always seen Anna as my big sister. She would tote me around with her and all of her friends on every golf cart ride. I was included in every fashion show, every American Girl doll play date, and she took every advantage of every time she had the chance to do my hair and makeup. One day, Anna let me drive her around when I was 15, I was getting my permit, and she was so terrified, but she wanted me to get better, so she risked her safety, and she even admitted that she's the last person that I should be taking those lessons from. I never ever missed an opportunity to brag on Anna as my family and as my cousin and someone that I looked at as a big sister. She was and still is the coolest person in the world. A true testament of a woman who has overcome so much with so much grace, kindness, strength, and compassion. She is the sweetest and most beautiful person that I've ever met in my life. I am so grateful that you have found Nick, someone who sees your beauty and kindness and cherishes it every day.
By the authority of the Word of God, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Nick, you may kiss your bride. Mr. and Mrs. Nick Warmke.
Anna and I have shared some of the best moments, the worst moments, and definitely some very awkward moments. But one thing that's always been true about us is we just get each other. Especially when it comes to the way we experience everyday life, which sometimes we make a little more complicated than it should be. So naturally, over the years, we started just calling these moments what they are, very awkward. Okay? And somehow that little word followed Anna Catherine Weaver very closely. It was even her monogram, a WK. But here's the thing about Anna. She may joke about things being awkward, she may overthink, she may feel things deeply, but she is also one of the most genuine, loving, and understanding people I know.
Mr. and Mrs. Warmke!
She cares so much about people, about relationships, about doing things. And for a long time, I think she carried that anxious, overthinking part of herself, like it was something she had to manage on her own. And then she met Nick. And instead of making life feel more complicated, he made it feel calm. He didn't try to change or fix her. He met her exactly where she was. And somehow, the things that used to feel awkward didn't feel so awkward anymore. So, let's raise a glass to Anna Catherine Warmke. D-R-A-W-K, but in the best way possible.
Can we just get a round of applause? And there's a lot of different people from a lot of different states, so I just want to say thank you for everyone coming, and I really want to have an awesome night with everybody here tonight.
In true Anna fashion, love y'all.